Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lema, Angelic Astrologer and Spiritual Consultant, here with your weekly angel card reading for Monday, February 9th through Sunday, February 15th, 2015. So first I want to remind you that we do have the February monthly angel card reading that's up on YouTube so that you can watch what the energies for the month of February, what the messages from your angels and guides are for the whole month of February. But I also this month did a special relationship YouTube video reading. And I did that because here in the United States we have Valentine's Day on February 14th. So be sure to also check out the monthly relationship angel card reading that's also up on YouTube. Now, for this week, this is Valentine's Day week. This is, again, February 9th through February 15th. Valentine's Day will be on Saturday, the 14th of February. But to start out, as far as the astrology of the week is concerned, we have on Wednesday, February 11th, Mercury going stationary direct. Yay! It's finally turning direct. And it's turning direct at early degrees of Aquarius. It's been in Aquarius the whole time that it's been in retrograde motion. And Aquarius actually has been an okay sign. There still may have been some Mercury retrograde things that you've had to redo or research or review, etc., as normal on Mercury retrograde. But the sign of Aquarius is higher thinking. It's the higher mind. And so I really feel like Mercury has really liked being here. So it may have been a very productive time during this Mercury retrograde cycle to redo things of a higher mind level, like if you're doing some sort of writing or blogging or computer things, or brainstorming for new ideas for projects, or the next step for you to move forward on your career path or destiny path. This has been a good time to kind of redo some of those things and look within and allow some of this higher vibrational energy to kind of channel through you. But again, Wednesday the 11th, it goes direct so that things now, energies now can start to move forward and unfold in a much more appropriate way or a much faster way. Now, also on Wednesday the 11th, the moon is in Scorpio, and it's making what we would call a challenging aspect to both Jupiter and the Sun. Jupiter is in Leo, and the Sun is in Aquarius. And so Jupiter and the Sun are opposing one another, which I think is beneficial. So even though the moon in Scorpio is squaring this, I would say that I feel like you're just looking at your belief systems about things on a deeper level. So allow yourself to kind of go within, allow yourself to reflect, allow yourself to do some maybe deeper meditation that day to kind of look at, again, the area of your sense of individuality and your uniqueness and your connection to humanitarian ideals, which is all that Sun and Aquarius energy, and also, again, looking deeper at your expanding creative self-expression on your life path, as well as your belief systems, which is all that Jupiter in Leo energies. Now, the rest of the week, there isn't a lot happening astrologically. The moon is always, making aspects every day. So I will tell you a little bit about what the moon is doing the rest of the week, since we have no larger planetary bodies that are making connections. On Thursday, February 12th, the moon is in Sagittarius, and it's going to be coming up to meet with Saturn, also in Sagittarius, and then making a challenging aspect to Neptune in Pisces. So what I feel about on this day is that your sense of excitement or enthusiasm or freedom types of feelings and emotions might be just a little bit hampered that day and might be a little bit confused that day. I still feel like the moon in Sagittarius can be quite optimistic and bring about a lot of blessings. And actually, as it comes up to meet Saturn, it has the potential of helping to manifest and secure in some of those blessings. But because of that challenging aspect to Neptune and Pisces, just be open to redirections or be open to things unfolding in maybe a little bit different way than what you at first anticipated. So as long as you're open and receptive, then I think you're going to be fine. And then on Saturday the 14th, which again is Valentine's Day here in the United States, the moon is still in Sagittarius, and it's going to be making a square aspect or a challenging aspect to both Venus and Mars in the sign of Pisces. Now, Venus is the divine feminine or the feminine principle, and Mars is the masculine principle. So on this Valentine's Day, again, I feel like if you're just open to allowing things to unfold naturally, that you'll be okay. In other words, don't try to plan out to every little minute detail how you want your Valentine's Day to go. Now, whether this be things of a relationship matter or just, in your daily unfolding of your divine plan, try to allow more freedom within the day's events and allow those things, again, to unfold as they will. You might just have a little bit of redirection of energies. Again, there might be some sort of freedom-oriented energies or independence energies that kind of takes charge of the day with that square to Venus and Mars. So just be open, allowing, and receptive. Then as we go into Sunday the 15th of February, the moon now is in Capricorn, but now it's setting off the Uranus-Pluto square. So it's making a challenging square aspect to Uranus, and it's coming up to conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Now, this can just be a time of heightened transformation and change and more redirection on the path. And remember, that last Pluto-Uranus square that we have coming up the middle of March is coming closer and closer together. So every time the moon goes through the sign of Aries, and then Cancer, and then Libra, and then Capricorn, when it goes through those four signs, it's setting off the Uranus-Pluto square every time. And this is just allowing for, again, this deeper transformation and transition and transmutation of old energies, death and rebirth energies, redirection energies, letting go of the old so that the new can come in. This Uranus-Pluto square energy that we've had going on for quite some time has been, redirecting energies on the planet. It's been tearing down an old paradigm of energies so that a new way, a new paradigm of energies can be born. And so whenever the moon connects to those planets here in any way for the next month and a half, 2 months, it's continuing to bring more change. So you're going to see an amping up of, the changes within and around you, and transformations happening for you on your life path, which is very exciting. Okay, so now as far as the reading portion or the card portion of our video, we're going to use Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, and for the special message card this week, we're going to use the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck, also by Doreen Virtue. Okay, so for our special stones for this week, we have rose quartz hearts. I don't know if you can see those okay. But the rose quartz hearts are very much about unconditional love and peace, and it's just a very gentle energy. It's about dealing with self-worth issues, but it's also love and relationships, partnerships. And I chose stones that would emulate this week the fact that we have Valentine's Day this week. So again, you have 2 rose quartz hearts here as your first stone of choice. And then the second stone of choice I have, it's a clear quartz crystal, and it's kind of like a twin because we have, and they're actually fused together. So we have a quartz point here, and then we have a quartz point here, and they're almost crisscrossed, almost in an X formation. So they actually grew this way, and they kind of fused together as they grew. So I thought that this was a nice way to also emulate relationships. Of course, the clear quartz crystal is all about heightening the vibration of energies, and it just kind of intensifies whatever energies that it's around. And then your last stone of choice, we have a pair of selenite hearts. And the selenite, this is kind of a clear white milky color. This is a high vibration energy crown chakra stone. So a little bit different from the rose quartz hearts. The rose quartz would have been related to the heart chakra. These are more related to the crown chakra, opening up to higher guidance. It's also really good for connecting with angelic energies. So again, your stones of choice for this weekly reading is the 2 rose quartz hearts, the double twin quartz crystal that's fused together, and the 2 selenite hearts. So let's go ahead and give our cards a shuffle here. We're going to ask the angels and guides of the highest vibration of light to come in and bring us whatever messages, wisdom, knowledge we need for this week's reading. Calling in all of the archangels and all of the ascended masters, asking them to provide us with whatever messages, wisdom, and knowledge is in our highest and best interest. So I'm just choosing cards that are intuitively sticking out and telling me that they want to be a part of the reading. We'll put those aside and we'll take a look at what the week is all about. So we start the week out with the 5 of fire. And the 5 of fire says competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Now, fire card is about spiritual energy. It's about action-oriented energy. And the number 5 is often about chaos or confusion or just too many things happening at once. I almost feel like this is right on target for the beginning of the week, or at least as the first card, because remember, Mercury doesn't go direct until Wednesday. So basically on Monday and Tuesday, we still have Mercury retrograde. It's slowing down to a stop and a standstill. And whenever it's at that turning point, we're going to have a heightening of those energies. So you might have a little bit of chaotic energies going on or too many things happening at once. And there might be some confusing energies as things are getting ready to settle out when Mercury does go direct on Wednesday. But I want to take a look at the second card to get a little bit more information and see what else comes up here. Okay, so now we have the 8 of water. The 8 of water says a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. Now, whenever I get this card, the 8 of water, I often think about emotional self-empowerment. And usually the 8 of water specifically, to me, I feel like there's energies of disempowerment, almost like we're disempowering ourselves, or we're in situations or circumstances, maybe even relationships, to where we're feeling disempowered. And what this is saying is that it's time to break free of that. It's time to break free of feeling trapped or feeling like we're being held back in any way. This can be about power and control issues on the emotional level. But again, it's all emotional because it's water. So, it's dealing within the realm of our feelings, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about things that are happening around us. And just as the card says, a desire to move on. So with the first card, I feel like, again, that 5 of fire is dealing with ungrounded energies or too many things going on at once, or trying to move in too many directions at once so that things become confusing. And you might be in some confusing situations or circumstances. And this is saying that it's time to empower yourself again. It's time to release all of those confusing or disempowering energies, situations, emotions, relationships that might be in your life, because you're looking for something more meaningful in your life. You're looking for things to kind of settle out, and you're looking for what it is that you truly desire, what you're truly passionate about, what you really want to manifest in your life, whether it be associated with career or with projects, or whether it be associated with family or romantic relationships. So far, there's nothing to me indicating exactly the area of life. So to me, they're giving a message that this can be any area of life, to where you're needing to really just, again, stand in your power, stand in your truth, let go of all the rest that's causing you anxiety or concern or taking away your power, and truly stand in your strength and move forward with confidence. But let's look at the last card and see how they want to wind up the reading. Very good. This is the Chariot card. This is Major Arcana number 7. It's Archangel Metatron, and it says an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, and public recognition. To me, the Chariot card is often about opposing energies that are coming together in a balanced way so that you can move forward. If you look at the symbology of the Chariot, here we have a black horse and a white horse. We have Archangel Metatron here in the Chariot itself. And when you're dealing with the black horse and the white horse, here we're dealing with white, the divine light energies, the power of positive thinking, the path that the higher path that we want to be on. The black horse can represent the ego self, or it can represent selfish desires, or it can represent negative energies. And oftentimes, within our lives or within ourselves, there's opposing energies at play. There's our higher spiritual self, and then there's our ego self. And sometimes they're at odds with one another. The Chariot is about bringing things into a balance, bringing these opposing energies into a balance so that you, here represented by Archangel Metatron, can move forward in a clear, forward direction with a clear goal in mind and allowing things to move smoothly or operate smoothly. Again, the message at the bottom, an important achievement. So again, looking at the first two cards we have, the important achievement is releasing the chaos, releasing the confusion. Again, stepping into your power and your confidence and releasing any disempowering feelings, situations, relationships, or circumstances so that you can, with your self-discipline here, move forward. So I really think that this is a really great and empowering reading for the week, especially because Mercury is moving into direct motion. Things will start to be able to become more clear to you. So let's see what your special message is depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so we're going to again call in all of our angels. Take a deep breath and ask for whatever message is meant for the people that chose the 2 rose quartz hearts. Well, that one flipped over, so obviously that one's going to be it. Tranquility. Okay, the message says, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. Okay, so right away I feel people saying, oh no, enjoy your solitude, I'm going to be alone. And they say no, not to go there. This doesn't mean that you have to be alone all week, especially on Valentine's Day. But it does mean that sometime during the week you should be, taking time alone to take care of yourself and do some self-nurturing. Go get a massage, take that nice relaxing bath, do some meditation or healing work on yourself. Bring yourself into a nice, peaceful, tranquil state. Especially because of that 5 of Fire card that we had. Remember the chaotic energies, too much going on. This can be an imbalance of, the physical or mental kind of energies as well as the emotional. And it's just time to do whatever's needed for you. They're also saying get out in nature, take a walk. I know that some of us are dealing with a lot of snow in wintertime, but if you can get out and spend a little bit of time outdoors, it's going to be very helpful to bring back a sense of balance and that sense of peace that you are needing to be able to move forward this week. And then for those of you that chose the double-pointed clear quartz crystal, that kind of twin that's fused together, well, isn't that interesting? This is kind of similar. It says rest. It says you've been working hard, take a nap, and get some rest. So again, I feel like over the last couple of weeks, perhaps during this Mercury retrograde, you have been taking advantage of that Mercury and Aquarius energy, and you've been busy with projects or busy trying to move forward on your goals, busy redoing things, revamping things as Mercury's been retrograde. And this might have caused a drain of energy a little bit. So it's time again to take care of yourself. If your body feels tired, you need to honor that and get extra rest. If your mind is tired, allow yourself to just, sit in meditation for 5-10 minutes during the day sometime. Take a break from work. Again, take a short break and get outside. Get out in nature. Spend some time with animals. Whatever is necessary. It doesn't mean that you actually have to lay down and take a nap, but do what's necessary to just kind of relax the mind and relax the body, because obviously that's needed. We're getting ready. They're saying that this is because we're getting ready for things to be amped up. Again, we're moving towards that Pluto-Uranus square in March. And there's actually some things coming up here a little bit later in the month of in the month where this is going to be towards March too, to where we're going to have the vernal equinox, and we're going to have certain planets moving into the sign of Aries, which is about a new beginning. So I'm feeling like right now it's again a time of resting and getting ready for that big push forward as we move over the next month or so. And then for those of you, okay, this one's already telling me, for those of you that chose the selenite hearts, the pair of selenite hearts, synchronicity, beautiful card. And it says at the bottom, your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So again, this is about being receptive, being open to the divine guidance of the universe. You know, none of these special messages are action-oriented, and that's obvious with the first two, tranquility and rest. But even this one, synchronicity, it talks about being open to the flow of universal energies, being open to the flow of blessings from God's source energies, Great Spirit. This is about sending out your intentions, you know, through visualizations, through meditation, through positive affirmations, and then allowing your guides and angels, or allowing universe or spirit to bring to you what is necessary to bring forward movement. It's not a time of pushing. It's not a time of forcing. Synchronicity means you're paying attention to the guidance. The guidance might be through nature, might be through animals, it might be through something you read or something you hear. It might be through a dream. So all of these things and much more, pay attention to the subtleties of energies going on around you. And when you have a thought or an idea, and then it's followed up in the next, you know, few hours or even few days with kind of an answer or something that appears to be an answer of the question or intention you put out, you can be sure that it is. So definitely pay attention to those messages. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. I'm really excited to move forward here into this next month of transitional and transformational energies. I feel really excited about some new things that are up and coming. I hope you all are excited about it too. I want to thank all of you for your presence in my life. I'm really grateful and thankful for all of my Facebook friends, all of you that watch my YouTube weekly and monthly angel card readings. All of you who support me in any way, shape, or form, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you do desire a personal reading with me, please go on to angelmessenger.net, check out my services, and contact me. I would love to connect with you and help and assist you in moving forward and empowering you on your path. So until next time, much love and light and many angel blessings.